Thank you for sharing. So I guess we can just jump straight into the questions then, in
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
of
Well, I'm glad that you included the teaching maths bit, because if you said, well, what makes you so passionate about mathematics, I'm not a mathematics nerd. I used to read about maths teachers who would go home and spend all weekend working on a problem, and I'm thinking, no, I'm in the garden. I'm getting my hands dirty. I'm doing other things. So I'm not one of those sorts of people. I mean, I love maths and I think it's important, but from day one, I found the art of teaching mathematics really fascinating. And because mathematics can be taught so badly and so well, and the thing that as a PD provider that I find really fascinating is I hope people don't think I'm criticizing maths teachers, because I know everyone's doing the best they can with what they know, and they're trying to get through the syllabus and working really hard. There's nothing more difficult than trying to teach a class of students who aren't into maths. I mean,
yeah,
seriously. And there's a
yeah.
lot of classes of students who aren't into mathematics, right? So,
Yeah.
so I'm not criticizing teachers, but I've got an article where I talk about shooting ourselves in the foot. As a teacher, am I shooting myself in the foot? Well, when I look back, yes, I was shooting myself in the foot all the time. In other words, I don't know it, but the way I'm presenting it doesn't help the students get the understanding. It makes my job harder, makes their job harder, but I don't know that. So the whole PD thing is about shifting people's awareness and reflecting and seeing what's working, what's not working. So that's what I call the art of teaching maths, and that's what fascinates me. And it fascinated me as a teacher because I was always looking for that spark. When you've got the students on side,
Yeah.
and I knew it existed, but it took me a while before I could experience that. And there's nothing better than you've co-created this learning environment. Everyone's all in on the same page, and
Yeah.
it's a fun experience, but it's really educational. And
Yeah.
that that can only happen when the students have got agency. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So that's the craft of teaching, which I've always been fascinated with, and it's particularly tricky and interesting in mathematics because there's just seems to be so much more going on
Yeah.
than, say, in the humanities, which is still a fascinating area. I'm just not a humanities teacher, but so yeah. So that's sort of why I'm interested in the art of teaching maths. Yeah.